Today I'm making chorizo. Chorizo is a Mexican sausage commonly eaten for breakfast. For this month's vintage recipe, we're revisiting the 1906 cookbook 101 Mexican Dishes. In February, we tried the chile con carne with marvelous results. Let's see if it will give us another winner to enjoy for our Cinco de Mayo breakfast. You can turn on subtitles by pressing the CC button, and if you want to give this a try yourself, I'll be leaving all of the ingredients and their measurements in the description under the video. We are beginning with our meats. 1 pound of pork and another of beef. Chorizo, as we know it, is made up of ground meat. So, using a very sharp knife, we are going to attempt to chop this up as fine as possible, cutting it first into strips, and then cutting across into smaller pieces. Back into the pot you go, while we give the beef the same treatment. Again, just attempting to get small, even pieces. Now, with a clean cutting board and knife, we finally mince our 2 cloves of garlic, and set it back aside with the other seasonings. Now it is time to season and mix the meat. Let us begin by adding the garlic, chili powder, ground cloves, black pepper, dried oregano, and salt. Next, we are adding a glass of port wine, perhaps a smaller glass, and mixing to combine and distribute the seasoning evenly. Pour the oil into a pan larger than this one, and once hot, add the meat mixture. And mix it around to fry evenly. Perhaps due to the large amount of wine, or due to the smaller cooking vessel, this is releasing a lot of liquid and beginning to boil rather than fry. Not to worry though, Michael has an idea. Into another pot, we are going to strain the excess liquid and separate it from the meat. Now, back into the same pot, we are re-oiling and adding a smaller amount of drained meat back in, making sure not to crowd the pot. There is the sizzle we want. To make sure we are not missing out on any flavor, Michael also spoons a little bit of the reserved cooking liquid into the pot. And once the liquid has evaporated and the meat has nicely fried, we transfer it to another bowl and work in small batches until all the meat has been fried, before combining it all back in the pot for one final mixing. When ready to serve, we are instructed to break in 2 whole eggs and scramble together. However, these proportions seem completely off. Instead, try adding a couple of spoonfuls into another pan. You shouldn't need any additional oil, as the meat should still be fairly greasy. Once it's become hot, crack in an egg and scramble it in. Looks like it could use one more. Crack in the second egg, and again mix it in, and continue stirring until the egg has been evenly distributed and fully cooked. It's certainly beginning to smell like breakfast in here, but whether or not it tastes like chorizo is yet to be decided. It doesn't particularly look very much like chorizo, as it is usually ground meat, more heavily seasoned, and brightly colored with red peppers. The smell is meaty, with a strong hint of wine and cloves, very close to chorizo. Well, it looks like the time has come to see how it tastes. Flavor-wise, it's not bad. After adding a little extra salt to taste, it's definitely reminiscent of modern chorizo, though there do seem to be some missing flavors. Served with some sliced avocado and freshly made salsa, this makes for a great breakfast. If you give this a try at home, share a picture on Instagram and tag me at Michael with 4 H's. And if you enjoyed the video or interesting vintage recipes, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and check out my vintage recipes playlist. I upload a vintage recipe the first Thursday of every month. And if you'd like to watch another video, you can click that card over on the right. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you around. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next Thursday.